Well, howdy, Dr. Whitten. If you're not Dr. Whitten, you're in my room, and I'm going to talk about security convergence. So um, it's going to be great. So, about the case of Constellation Energy, I saw it as very interesting. Um, it brought a lot of thoughts to, how security can look in a more efficient manner. And as a kind of first and foremost, as an accountant, as a business minded individual, I liked it. I think in a way it brings efficiency and unity, and you can do more with less, and that's always great from a business standpoint. Um, so, kind of what did Constellation Energy do with their security? In a way, they took the physical systems of data protection and the logical systems of data protection and combined them. So now you're looking at not only physical controls of your IT environment, you're also looking at the logical, controls of your IT environment. Um, so I think that brings a lot of strengths and weaknesses. I think some of the strengths is that, again, like I said earlier, you're becoming more efficient. You're saving money by uh, doing the same purpose, protect data with less people. I think another huge strength, and this might just be the inner accountant in me, um, is the fact that you have a kind of a segregation of duties in place on your IT department. Instead of the IT department being the guys that check off on their security controls, now you have a completely separate body, if you will, within the company that reviews IT controls. So I think it brings a great sense of accountability within a company. It kind of serves as, as internal audit does in the accounting world of a company. Um, you know, a much more independent body. Not fully dependent because they're still on the payroll, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I think it's beneficial from you know lessening the risk of insider threats, which I think insider threats are some of the most dangerous when it comes to IT security. So I see a great benefit in that. Just having that segregation of duties there. Some of the weaknesses, though, convergence with security brings in a really interesting mix of IT and business professionals, which is always interesting. You know, I think back to your IT uh, project class that we had last semester. When you had a bunch of accountants mixed in with one, you know, real MIS student, you could definitely see a difference in us. As PPA students with getting an MIS master's, we have a base knowledge of computer systems, but in no way are we, in my mind, legitimate computer professionals. We lack the experience that a lot of the actual MS students have. And I can barely code in C sharp. I can write a macro all day. I can uh, talk about how to classify assets and about taxes because I have a few years of accounting experience, and I love talking about internal controls. That's my jam. But at the end of the day, I'm not a programmer, so I know enough to talk shop. At the end of the day, I that's not my main purpose. Um, so I can definitely see the issues in Constellation when you combine business professionals with IT professionals. Um, So how do you fix that? How do you increase the chance of convergence working? I think you just have to create a culture of, a willingness to learn. Um, get your business people, get the people that are business risk minded, more interested in IT subjects, and get your IT people more interested in the business side of things. I think it's a two-way street. Also hire people like individuals that come out of the PPA program that get a master's in MIS. We may not be the full-fledged MIS professional that some others might be, but we have a base knowledge of IT security. We have a base knowledge of information systems. And I think out of all the business professionals, out of all the accountant type people, um, we're going to be the most willing to listen to IT professionals. Like for instance, the example with Petruzzi and Perlman and the RCA token argument. I can definitely side with Perlman. I hated that two-factor authentication on my internship. Uh, but after learning about what great security it offers and that benefit, I think it's totally necessary. So even though from a availability of information standpoint, it may not be the most efficient, but from a confidentiality standpoint, it's very efficient and very useful. Um, I could stand by that argument, and I could honestly translate that to business language of saying, "Hey, like this lessens the risk of us having information stolen. This is a direct, you know, financial advantage. Kind of a positive externality, if you will." Um, so I think that's really powerful, is just creating a culture of learning and making the best of both worlds. So, I really enjoyed the case and running out of time. So, um, thank you for giving us this case.